deal with airplane peanuts.
Do you remember any specific like times where someone really got you good with a chirp?
I mean, I remember when an entire crowd got me good with a chirp. So I played junior college basketball, which can either be high level or really low level. It kind of depends where you play. Mm-hmm. We ended up being a pretty serious team that played against Division I, guys that couldn't. They had 40s on their SATs.
Right. Yeah.
So they couldn't go play anywhere, but they were like athletic freaks, like
Ben Wallace, I think was a
exactly. Yeah. Just guys that couldn't get the grades, but are certainly par with that kind of talent pool. And we played Sullivan County Community College in upstate New York. It's like an hour and a half outside of the city, and the entire room. I was like one of two white people in the entire 500 plus. Sat for whatever reason. Community college games were the shit in this town. We never got crowds like that at our home gym, but for whatever reason, this was like the social event of the evening.
That's hilarious.
Their entire campus packed into this gym, and again, I'm used to this. I played hoops my entire life, so that never bothered me before at all. But this entire crowd, as if they got together beforehand, every time I touched the ball, chanted "cracker." So literally 500 strong. Every time I touched the ball, we're just like "cracker, cracker."
Holy
and this is like
shit.
This is not even the end, dude. So this is back when I had, a ton of self-confidence before life has truly kicked me in the teeth. and I thought anything could go wrong.
Yeah, you're still balling.
Yeah, exactly. I had that mentality. So my first shot, I put up no problem. I put up my first shot probably 2 or 3 minutes into the game, several cracker chants later, and I just drill a perfect swing pass from the top of the key 3, and I look into the crowd because they're only sat on one side, and it's just 500 wall of people. And I look and I kind of side hustle down, and I grab my nuts at the whole crowd, like a slight kind of grab of my nuts.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and they're just like silent. And then after, it probably was like 2 beats, 3 beats, but it felt like a minute. It's totally silent. Some guy goes, "Probably the first shot you ever hit, faggot." And the entire place erupted in cheers. And I was just like, my soul, like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, touched down and put his hand on my shoulder.
There's
my
no
soul
coming
was
back
sucked
from
out.
that.
Nothing. I didn't score for the rest of the game.
You gotta check out. You gotta ask for a sub. That's hilarious, dude. That's so funny when there's a silence and you can have a whole captive audience like in public like that.
I thought that's what drove me, the emotion, the anger, the blah blah blah. But as an adult, I've just recognized that I'm like paralyzed by that shit.
Yeah,
it never helps me at all. I'm almost like a wet cat every time I get angry because I'm so fucking scared and angry and whatever that I have very little control over what I do or
that
say.
Makes sense.
So I used to think that it helped, but now I just know that had I not gotten sucked into that, I probably would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, that's so true because playing AU and stuff growing up, I was on mostly the team of other suburban kids, and we got into this tournament, and then sometimes you'd play a team from Detroit or somewhere local, and it's I'm so scared to be on the court right now. This is they're trapping full court, and you're
oh,
dude.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're growing up in 7th grade. You're I have to be like Kobe. I have to have the Mamba mentality. I like shit. Exactly what you just said. You're no,
right.
This is part of it. This is what Jordan would be doing. And now growing up, it's I'm way less of Kobe. I'm way more of Kevin Love, dude. I'm I'm
the sensitive guy that's having.
I just want to play basketball.